These scuffles are not to be overlooked.
I think it's time for a dissection.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 underrated anime battles. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be looking at the battles in anime that aren't exactly celebrated as being the best of the best, but nonetheless stand out as great examples that should be checked out by fans of the genre. Be prepared for some low-key skirmishes and plenty of spoilers down the line.
Stop fighting this pointless battle! You've lost, Kageroza! So you think that I've lost, huh?
Number 10, Date Masamune vs Chosokabe Motochika. Sengoku Basara, Samurai Kings. They may both be lacking an eye, but it doesn't diminish their stature as a pair of crazy powerful samurai. While Masamune's clashes with the likes of Oda Nobunaga are often opted as the highlight of this off-the-chain action series, his duel against Motochika still has all the tropes you could want out of a Dynasty Warriors-esque battle.
Phantom die!
After all, Motochika does come armed with a spear that's equipped with an anchor, as well as a freaking cannon.
Ramming speed!
Best turn your brain off here and watch the sparks fly. Number 9, Riku vs Tsukasa. Gundam Build Divers.
Kawaseo.
Look, let's admit it, Divers was a bit of a disappointment. The virtual reality world setting lacked the grit and overall fun of its predecessor. Thankfully, resident antagonist Tsukasa felt the same way, leading him to challenge our hero Riku to an illegal match where losing meant the destruction of their personal gunplas. As a result, we got to watch the Gundam 00 Diver Ace take on the metal as hell Astray no-name in a battle that reminded us of Gundam Build Fighters at its peak. Shame we couldn't have had more of it. Number 8, Gran vs Tiamat. Granblue Fantasy, the animation. Anime based off fantasy JRPGs don't tend to do all that well in terms of overall presentation, but at least this one had the courtesy to give us a pretty sweet sky battle.
Here I go!
Facing off against the might of the primal beast known as Tiamat, Gran has no choice but to leap into the eye of the storm in a bid to free her from the Empire's control. From there, it's a rapid freefall as he tries to avoid the Wind Goddess's blasts while hopping from platform to platform like he's in a Mario game before delivering the final strike. Number 7, Polnareff vs Chaka. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders. On an average day, this stand user would normally be getting the crap kicked out of him before pulling out a miracle comeback with his French wit and plot armor.
Oi, ずいぶん肝っ玉がでかいじゃねえか。こんな人の多いところで攻撃仕掛けてこようなんてよ。
However, in this instance, we get to see Polnareff go all out against a fellow sword user in a spectacular fashion. After being possessed by the sentient stand known as Anubis, Chaka challenges Polnareff to a battle to the death. What follows is a slick slash fest, ending with Silver Chariot pulling out one hell of a victory with his projectile blade. Number 6, Morel vs. Leol, Hunter x Hunter.
マジな。やりづらいんだよな。趣味の合うやつとはよ。
Normally, Gon and Killua would be the ones raking in the best fights, but in this case, we have to hand the crown over to one of Netero's loyal allies. A master hunter in his own right, Morel found himself in deep water when going up against the chimera ant known as Leol.
どうよ、生かすだろ、俺様のビッグウェーブ。てめえのしょぼい煙なんざ人のみだぜ。
While at a territorial disadvantage, Morel manages to overcome the underwater hazards by using his immense lung capacity to drain the room of all oxygen, essentially poisoning Leol with carbon monoxide. Cowabunga.
やはり煙をホース状にして銃を無尽に伸ばしていた。
Number 5, Saber vs. Archer. Fate Extra, Last Encore. This might be the most confusing incarnation of the Holy Grail War to date, but like all things in the Fate franchise, you can always count on at least one awesome, if trippy fight scene to come from it.
You've blocked it!
There's really no need to rush.
In this case, it's a far more malicious version of Robin Hood, peppering a much more adorable version of Saber with wave upon wave of arrows, some of which have a nasty habit of inducing a deadly poison or even exploding.
That was quite impressive.
Is that enough to put down Nero Claudius? Of course not. After brushing off some rather grievous wounds, Red Saber turns Archer's own abilities against him in order to slip by and cut him down to size. Number 4, Usopp and Chopper vs. Mr. 4 and Miss Merry Christmas. One Piece. While Luffy and Zoro arguably went through more punishment in their personal matches with Baroque works, the unlucky pair of Usopp and Chopper went through quite the ordeal out in the desert. As something of a deadly tag team, Mr. 4 and Miss Cherry Christmas put Usopp through the ringer by bashing his face with a steel bat. Refusing to give up, the Straw Hat's resident marksman manages to turn the tables, blinding them both before Chopper comes to give the pair a taste of their own medicine.
Now, Usopp Chopper attack! Hammer coming!
Number 3, Ichigo vs. Kageroza, Bleach. Given how much filler this series shoved down our throats, it only makes sense that they give us an awesome battle to make up for all the wasted time. After sending Mod Soul clones of all the captains and lieutenants on a rampage, Ichigo decides to show the rogue scientist why nothing can beat the original, wherein the two clash in an admittedly fluidly frantic duel. Despite all of his portal jumping abilities, Kageroza is woefully unprepared for Ichigo's Bankai and holification, leading to him getting his shit profoundly wrecked. Number 2, Gohan and Piccolo vs. Universe 6 Namekians, Dragon Ball Super. Goku and Jiren may have been the battle that fans lost their mind over, but let's not forget about the former student and teacher once again teaming up to show that they still know how to throw down.
感じたか？はい。今奴らの中の何かが変わった。
Due to fusing with multiple Namekians, Pirina and Seonel had the strength of multiple fighters at their disposal, and while it did manage to push Gohan and Piccolo down a notch, it just can't compare to the latter's badass bond. Sorry to say, but the soul of numerous Namekians hasn't got a patch on the special beam cannon. Number 1, Yusuke vs Kamiya, Yu Hakusho. If you were afraid of going to the doctor before, then you'd best look away now.
Let's see if you can catch me. Damn it!
As a member of the Sensei 7 and a lunatic in general, Kamiya soon came into contact with everyone's favorite spirit detective, where they proceeded to turn a hospital into a battleground. Able to alter and heal his body at will, the MD certainly managed to put Yusuke through his paces, but in the end was no match for his signature punches. Even when trying to mess around with Yusuke's moral compass, all the good doctor accomplished was sending himself to the infirmary. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.